Well, for me, the GS is frozen in time. I jump on a saddle and it's 1982 all over again. I'm a young man again. I'm loaded with energy and I've got about $16 worth of change in my pocket. I'm ready to head out on the open road. Well, for me, there's not many things better than a day out on the GS, and today's going to be one of those days. It's supposed to get really hot, so we're going to get out of here really early. Try to find some really shady roads and really have a good time, and you can share it all in 4K. Just adjust the device accordingly. Now, for every person, of course, no matter what age you are, there's a special time in your life when you got new things, exciting things. You were exploring new roads, doing things, buying new motorcycles on a regular basis. And I managed over my illustrious 79 years to collect a collection of motorcycles, one from every 10-year period that I've been involved in motorcycling, and 4 of them are historic registered, and 3 have normal registration, and I have a track bike and a parts bike. But it's a nice collection. I look at it often and I think how lucky I am to have this. And having a collection is nice. A lot of people do enjoy just looking at the bikes. I like to ride them. It's just me. These are my exercise tools. It's like I look at the garage like it's a gymnasium. And so far that has worked well for me. All of the work it takes to maintain these bikes and change tires and keep them polished and keep them waxed and do all the other peripheral maintenance on them, it tends to keep you young. It keeps you busy and you sleep good at night. Now the GS, of course, because I've had it since it was brand new, it's a special thing. Just like these fish, most of them were born in a pond. And there's something special about having something from the time it's brand new, like a flower. I planted the seed, and today I go out and cut some brand new flowers for Karen, which I do every day, and put them on the breakfast table. Anytime you've had anything that you've had for 44 years, and in my case, that's more than half of my life. I've owned this motorcycle. And a lot of people don't have that experience of having things for a long time. I'm lucky enough that I have things for a long time. Part of that is the maintenance. Part of that is I try to take care of it. I don't abuse it. And of course, the biggest thing of all, I want to use it. I don't want to sit and look at it. I don't want to put it in a glass case and dust it off once in a while. I want to get out on the open road. I want to wear those tires and chain out. I want to have to do some more tire changes and oil changes. And then I really feel like I've bonded with the motorcycle and we are getting to be the best of friends. And some of my friends prefer newer bikes with all the safety features. Well, I have one bike that has safety features, but in my case, I like having them all. And each one of the bikes is truly a different riding experience. It's not an overlapping thing where they're all the same or they're all this, that, or the other thing. And every one is just enough different that every day when I get out to the garage, sometimes it's hard to pick which bike I want to ride. And some days I dream about it the night before, you never can tell. And some days I like to ride a bike 2 days in a row. I don't know why. I don't know why, but other people I know, like Jose, that have collections of bikes, have told me they do exactly the same thing. And it seems like we're all living parallel lives. Now, last night I got a phone call from Joe Padula. He was away on a 1,500-mile motorcycle ride up
through Vermont up near the Canadian border and all back roads. They went as a group, they managed to plot a route from the Bear Mountain Bridge to the Canadian border without being on too many main roads, and he was excited. I hope he's going to share that story with us very soon on video. We'll get together and find out more. I'll look at his pictures. But for right now, what it reminded me of is with the days I'd get on this bike at 5 o'clock in the morning and head up to Lake George to see my friends. And we would have just finding back roads up in that area, and every one of those trips, to me, is just a great memory. And one of the best mods I made to this motorcycle is the overdrive gearing. 1640, thank you Vlad, it worked great. And almost every time I post a GS video, I get comments from people. They had one years ago or one similar to it, and they're so sorry they sold it. Of course, it's in the eye of the beholder, but I still think this is one of the most beautiful motorcycles of all time. I really think this right at the top of any list. So my question is always, when does it wear out? And a lot of people I know, and they've told me they get over 100,000 miles on that motor. I'm coming up on 80, it might even be 80 by the end of this ride. I don't keep track of it on a daily basis. Overdrive gearing, that's a big help when I have to ride out here on a highway, any flat road where I just have to stay in high gear the whole time. And it contributes in a small way to the good mileage this bike gets. Really good mileage. And I don't know why this bike always makes me think about drag racing. I never can understand that. There's just something about it. I guess it's personal. It makes you want to go to the drag strip. I don't know why. And all the people that keep these old motorcycles cooking, keep them out on the road, keep them well maintained, keep them actually frozen in time, that when you see them at the get-togethers, the meetups, and it brings you right back to that special time in your life when they were brand new. And a GS is especially comfortable on these really shady back roads. It was getting hotter by the minute today, and it's been a really hot summer. But when you can find a nice shady back road and just let that cool breeze from the shade blow over you, this is really a treat. And I've been trying to stay in the shade as much as I can, and I always like to get a little bit of cruising somewhere in the ride. And for me, every ride is a combination of a little bit of going through the gears, a little bit of doing some exploring, a little bit of the back roads that are nice and shady right now. Leaves all the leaves give you some nice shade. And boy, on a hot day, and this day actually was getting hotter and hotter by the minute. And I was just thinking, I'm so glad I don't have a windshield on a bike or a fairing. Let the wind blow. And part of what I think was good luck is years ago I was able to purchase a parts bike to keep this one running in tip-top shape and keep it over-maintained, and it has served me well. And of course, I love the fact that I can make an evil twin out of it and put all the West Cooley bodywork on in a matter of one afternoon and have two bikes. By the way, anybody who doesn't know, there's a great movie about rescuing the Keybird, a B-29. And the name of the movie, it's on YouTube. You can just dial it up, Frozen in Time. But maybe this video will come up when you do it. But that's Daryl Green rescue of a B-29. Well, as always, every time I ride this bike, I just feel it's so worth it to me to go back and relive some of the great memories. I'm sure everybody has the memories of the bikes they loved over the years. This one just does that for me. It brings back memories of a great time. 1982. Where were you in 1982? And what bike were you riding? Or were you born yet? I don't know. Anyway, it's been a great ride. We got to get back to the farm. Karen's supposed to be picking tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff today and making something. Every day I get home, it's a surprise. Today, I hope when I get home, she has iced tea waiting for me. What's going on in the farm? No tomatoes today?
No tomatoes.
No tomatoes? Holy mackerel.
Just eggplants.
Just eggplants. Oh my God. The farm is producing. And plenty of cucumbers. So a lot of things in my life are frozen in time. The 445-year-old bike's frozen in time. I'm frozen in time. My cars are both 15 years old. House is 110 years old. I got a lot of old stuff in my life, and I am one of the things that's getting older by the day. I hope you did enjoy sharing this ride with an old guy on an old bike. So I always like to think that my formula for success in life has been pretty simple, cut and dried. There's been no secret to any of it. I've bought the bikes I've enjoyed over the years, and I've waited a long time to get the ones I couldn't afford years ago, but when I got them, I treasured them. I try to over-maintain them. I over-clean them, over-wax them, do everything I can to keep them frozen in time. And I try to do the little mods that I do. I try to keep them still looking like people know what bike they are. They're not full of things that make them look like spaceships or anything. And this bike in particular, just over the years, and you're talking about a lot of years, more than half of my life, I have owned this bike. And I have done just what you see in the picture here, over-maintained it. And thank you, Joe Padula, and congrats on that ride. He helped me with the steel brake lines, and thank you, Pokey, for the rotors, and everybody that contributed into my enjoyment of motorcycles over the years. Remember that God see everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.